Hello amazing people, welcome again back to another beautiful tutorial. How are you all doing, guys? Hope you're all good. Today guys, I will take you through on how I made this very beautiful dress with a V yoke design and of course a puff sleeve. Now looking at this dress, you think the sleeve is cut the regular way, with the shoulder, but this was cut like an off shoulder sleeve. Yes, but not to worry, I got you. As always, I'll be taking you through on how I made this the very easy way. Without wasting much time, let's get to the drafting table. Let's go. So this is the print that I use. This is an African print fabric. Okay, this was what was available, so I had to use it with my working tools. Although I will recommend a crepe fabric. Okay, a crepe will be more suitable to give you exactly what you have on the thumbnail. But then again, this was nice. So the first thing we're going to do, I'll cut out the yoke first. And what I have there is just the two pieces of fabric that I'll be using for the front and the back. Now the length of this yoke, I used 11 inches. Okay, then I added extra 1 inches to make it 12. That extra 1 inches will be for the joining at the shoulder and also to join to the lower part of this dress. So like I said, I'm cutting out both the front and the back piece together and it's a length of 12 inches. I'm just going ahead now to mark my slope using our 3 by 8 inches mark. You can see that I came down by 1 inch for my slope and I marked my 3 inches there. So I'll go ahead and make my straight line. Now the next thing I'm going to do after this now is to get my chest line. Okay, yeah. So the chest line is at 9 inches. I just indicated that there. Now on the 9 inches there, I'll also mark my straight line there. Now what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and impute my shoulder width. The shoulder width I'm working with is 16. So splitting my 16 into 2, and of course that gave me 8. So all I need to do is to extend my 8 inches to that chest line. You can see that. Go ahead and make a straight line, which gives me my angle 90, right? Then of course at this point we can now make our armhole curve. So from the slope to the chest line, whatever you have, get the midpoint, come in by 0.5 inches, then give it the armhole curve. This is quite regular, like we usually do this all the time. So now I have my armhole curve, and that's it for the side drafting there. Now on my chest line there, I'll just go ahead and fix in the bust circumference. For me, I'm working with 38 divided by 4, and that was 9.5, and I added extra 3 inches. Okay, yes, so I went ahead to mark that down. Now the next thing I did now was to put in my neck width and depth. Now I'm using a neck width of 3. I marked that down, neck width of 3. Then I used a neck depth of 3.5, neck width of 3, and a neck depth of 3.5. So went ahead to make my curve. Okay, so just make my neck curve here, and that was it, guys. You can see we have this already done here. So this is what we have, guys. So of course after this now I can now proceed to creating my V shape. Okay, so yes, so I'll go ahead and do that much later. And of course, like I said, you can see that I'm cutting out both the front piece and the back piece together. Now for the back piece, I'm just going to do a straight keyhole afterwards. Okay, I'll be doing that much later once I'm done cutting this out. Guys, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that. Remember to like, share with your friends, your sewing communities. I will always appreciate this, right? Thank you so much. Yeah, so going ahead to cut out the neckline now. You can see cutting that out, cutting everything together. So I'm actually using the same neck measurement for both the front and the back, even though I'm still going to give a straight slit at the back. That's going to be my straight keyhole. So this is what we have now. So what I'm going to do now, of course, is to create that V yoke design. You can see from that my shoulder there, I'll just connect the slant line all the way to the end of this my yoke there. You can see exactly what I'm doing. So this is just straightforward. So I'll just go ahead now and cut this out. So mind you, this other side there, although I'm going to be discarding it, but it will still turn out useful for me because I'll be using it much later. So looking at it, you can see what my V shape looks like, right? So going ahead to slit one piece, which will represent the back piece, just stop at say about 0.5 inches there. Just stop at that point, and that will be it. You can see what we have. So this is just to enable the head to pass through when you're putting on the dress. Okay, very easy for that. So that's just what we have here. You You can see. So much later, I'll be going ahead to, clean up the neckline by cutting out. Either you use a facing for that, or you can decide to pipe it in any with a bias, whatever works for you. All right, now, like I said, for that side cut, I'll be using it much later just to trace out the armhole, and that's all I'll be needing it for the moment. After that, I can just discard it. Okay, yes, so I'm just pinning it down just to keep it in place, and we'll set it aside for the moment. So that will be it. So now, setting this aside, we're just going to concentrate on working. And now the next we're going to do is to work on the lower part. Now, see what I'm doing. I'm going ahead to measure what we have on this V shape here. You can see I'm measuring from one top there to the edge there. I had about 14. On the other side, definitely I'll also have 14. So which means all around this V shape, I have 28. Okay, 28. So it's going to guide me to know what I'm going to cut out for my lower piece. Now, I need to make some tiny pleats. So it totally depends on how much of the pleat you want. You can decide to add 10 inches. You can decide to add 15. You can even decide to double it, which means 28 plus 10, 28 plus 15, or 28 times 2. I hope you understand. But for me, because my fabric wasn't so much enough for me, all I had to add was 5 inches. So 28 plus that 5, and that was 33. I hope you understand. Okay, yes, so that's what I have for my fabric piece here. Remember, we said 28 all around this V shape. I added 5 inches for me, and that is what 33. So if you want to do yours, you can add 10 inches or above, depending on how much of the volume you want. But I think 10 inches is okay, to give you what you have on the thumbnail there. And so you can see I have my 33 already, and I have 2 of it because one will be for the front and the other one is going to be what's for the back. You can see that now. So that's it for the that is going to go around this our V shape. Okay, so after that, now we can now talk about your desired length of your dress. Mind you, the V shape does not affect what your length, so you can just take up your length from here. Totally depends on what you want. Okay, better still, you can just work with it. When you're done, joining, then you measure it, then you can now choose what the exact length that you want, which is exactly what I did. So going ahead to split it into 2 so that I can separate it now. You can see. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this together like so. You can see I'm folding it again into 2. Now what I want to do now is to create what a V shape on this top part. Okay, so I'm coming down by 2 inches, although I later came down by extra 1 inches again because I felt the V shape wasn't protruding enough. You can see what I did. I came down by 2 inches as first. I just extended it to the edge. You can see what I'm doing here right now. So when I was done cutting it out and of course opening it up, you can see I felt that it didn't give me that much of the V effect, so I had to close it again, brought it together, then I went down again by say extra 1 inch again. Okay, now the reason why we're doing it is just to help it to align very well when you're sewing it backward to the V already V yoke that we cut out. Okay, so I went ahead to notch the center, very important. Okay, so you can see it's more like it now, right? Yeah, so this is how it's going to fit in. Okay, now we're going to be sorting this out much later. Then for my V yoke, like I said, I'm going to be using a facing. I'm going to cut out a lining just to turn it all over the neckline. So I'll set this aside. Now for my sleeve, now you can see I'm folding these 2 fabric into 2 so that I can get my 2 sleeve, and the width of this sleeve is just 10 inches. 10 inches is enough because it's not so much of a puffy, it's not that puffy like that, but just a little bit of it. 10 inches is enough to give it that. Now you can see that the length I have there was about 2 inches. So I'm bringing back that one. That one I said we will not discard that, but you can see I'm just using it to trace out the armhole on my sleeve. You can see, so this is just similar to how you cut what your off shoulder sleeve. So I'm just tracing out the armhole, and that is all I needed that piece for, so I can now discard it later. So you can see now I already have my armhole cut out on my sleeve. Then on the lowest part of my sleeve, what I'm going to do is I'll go and create a casing because I have to put elastic there. So I'll just make a double fold there, so to pass my elastic afterwards. Okay, now I'll bring back my main piece again. Okay, now this armhole that I created on my sleeve, I'm going to reciprocate it on my fabric again at the edge, because we need to attach this our sleeve to the sides. Okay, you can see, in order to do that, so we have to create what that armhole effect. I hope you understand. So you can see the way I'm placing my sleeve on my fabric, just on one side. You are going to go ahead and just draft it. You can see that now. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going to do it on the other side. Okay, you can see we already have that cut out. I'll take it to the other end again and repeat the same curve. You can see this now. And yes, so that's it, guys. So just go ahead and cut this out. So like I said, this is where we're going to be attaching our sleeves, and you can see now that our sleeve is going to be attached like an off shoulder, right? I mean, this is the way you attach your off shoulder sleeve. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So what I will do now is to go ahead and attach my sleeve. Okay, then once I've done that, you can now go ahead and start attaching the V yoke, but one step at a time. I'll go ahead and just finish up the lining and all that, then I'll come back to show you the next step. And when I was done, guys, I just went ahead to do the casing for my sleeve. You can see the lowest part, I've fixed the casing, and now you can see my yoke, my V yoke here is ready. I've turned it out with my lining. You can see that I had to add a little loop at the back side there, so I'll be putting a button much later. Okay, but in order to put it in one piece, I just use my pin to hold that side down so that we can have it in one piece. You can see that. So our V yoke is ready now to be attached. Okay, so now bringing back my main piece now, since I've already fixed my casing, so I'll go ahead now and attach my sleeve on both ends. You can see the way I'm placing it, so this is how it's going to look, right? Yeah, so what I'll do now is just to go ahead, just place it, of course, right side to right side. You can see I'm using my pin to demonstrate this down. Just place one side. Of course, when you're placing, you definitely know which one goes for the other. Just place it right side to right side. When you're done fixing one side, then you take the other part of the sleeve and attach it to other parts of the borders. You can see this now, going ahead to pin that down as well. So what I'm doing here, of course, I'm going to be repeating it to the other side as well. So at the end of the day, this is how the sewing is going to go, right? And once your sewing is done, this is what you have. You can see how it's already looking now, right? So this is how I'm going to be fixing my sleeve. So I'll go finish that up. And when I was done, I'll definitely going to be fixing a pocket as well. So it's optional though. So you just measure about 17 inches from the top just to mark the waistline. So from that point, you can attach your pocket on both ends. Okay, yes, so I'll go finish that up now. So once I was done, you can see what I have. I've gone ahead to fix the pocket, and I've also gone ahead now to attach my sleeve. You can see this now. We have our sleeve and the casing. I'll be fixing in my elastic much later. Okay, yes, so you can see what it looks like already, right? This is turning out beautiful already. So this is it, guys. We're all ready now. So I didn't join the side yet. I'll do that much later. I didn't join the side so I can have an easy space to fix my yoke. Now I'll go ahead and join the shoulder for my yoke. And when I was done, after joining the shoulder of my V yoke here, you can see what we have now, ready now. So I'll go ahead now and attach it to the main dress. Now we need to create a notch. Now remember the center of the V-neck on this the piece. So just align it very well, making sure that the notch center is aligning with the front and the back. Now holding that firmly, you can see the way I'm just stretching it out to the side of the sleeve. Okay, so once I have it in place now, I'll go ahead and notch the side of the sleeve there. You can see that now that's going to be the side of the sleeve. I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Hold firm the center of that notch. That's where we have that V-shape effect, and stretch it out to the other end and also notch it. so that you can notch it on the side of the sleeve. So we're just doing the same thing what on the other side. So notching this now means that we have what 4 points, right? 4 points notch. You can see one, the other on the center of the dress there, one on the side of the other sleeve, and of course the other center of the back. That's making it 4 points. So this is going to help us fix our yoke easily, okay? So now I'm going to be using the side of the sleeve is going to align with the shoulder, right? While the pointed V is going to align to the center. The side of the other shoulder, the shoulder is going to align on the side of the other sleeve, and the same thing for the back. So that's just what I'm going to do now. Of course, you have to place this right side to right side. So I'm starting from the center, say the center of the front, just using my pin to hold that firmly there. You have to hold it firmly. Now, I'm moving to the shoulder now. You can see I'm taking the shoulder to align to that side of the sleeve where we notched. You can see I'll go ahead now and pin that down as well. You can see. Then I move over to the shoulder of the other side. You can see. Just make it align the shoulder to the side of the sleeve where we notched. You can see that. Make it align there, and also I'll pin that down again, and you have to make sure that the right side is facing each other to do this. Now finally we'll go to the back, the center of the back now, and of course the V yoke for the back there. You can see, just make it align as well and pin it down. So once we have done this now, the 4 points have been put in place. Now this will make the sewing easy, okay? This will make the sewing easy. Mind you, there's room for adjustment. When you're done, you feel that you need to, readjust it, you can feel free to do that. So this is going to make the sewing easy. So you're just going to pick the excesses you have, because you definitely have excesses. That's the essence of the pleats. Those excesses are what you are going to be pleating. You can see from one point you pin down to the next pinpoint, you will always have excesses to pleat. I hope you understand. Yeah, but of course you will be doing this easily, on the inside. You can see. So this is what you do till you take it all around. So I'll be turning it to the other side, and this is the reason why I didn't join the side well, so you can have it easily spread out like this, right? Yes. So this way now you can now focus on sewing the pleat. So you can see now I'm placing it now in such a way that you have where the excesses is, you have it facing up, or whatever works for you though. So you just carefully pleat it. You can see what I'm demonstrating. Just carefully keep pleating till you get to the next pinpoint, and this is how you keep doing it till you take it all round. Okay, so I'll go finish this up, and when I was done, guys, this is what I have. You can already see how it looks now, right? Yes, so you can see how beautiful this turned out. So this is it, guys. So afterwards I will now fix what's my elastic. I'm using this 0.5 inches elastic. That's the casing I created. After fixing in the elastic, you go ahead and turn everything on the wrong side. Then you start sewing from the sleeve all the way through the armhole, run it through the pocket and straight down. Repeat the same thing on the other side, okay? And finally, you go ahead and hem the end of your dress. And guys, this outfit is ready. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you really find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, your sewing communities. I will appreciate this a lot. See you on the next one. Bye.